I don't think there really is any Trumpanomics. I mean, it's almost random stuff. I mean, it's all about dominance and who's in charge, and the Chinese are taking advantage of it, but there's no coherent doctrine. If you look at the concrete policy proposals, they're standard Republican issue stuff. Let's slash taxes on rich people and believe that wonderful things will happen.
But with Trump's economic plans closer to fruition, what would a win for him mean to policymakers and economists? Joining us now is Kevin Harris, Roubini Global Economics North America Team Director. Is there Trumpanomics that's different from the standard run-of-the-mill GOP economics?
There is, in a limited sense, in that it involves a lot of rejection. Rejection of institutions, rejection of common thinking about economics, rejection of expertise. And as a result, you're not going to have anything to hold on to as you wade into a Trump presidency. Investment would fall, hiring would fall relative to what they would have been. Investment might not fall outright, but it certainly would be weaker, and it would be weaker around the world because of his trade policies.
I'm just going to be devil's advocate since he isn't here, but his economic advisors, Peter Navarro, Anthony Scaramucci, Wilbur Ross, they would probably disagree with you, I'm thinking.
They'd be wrong.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. If you look at what markets are doing, each time Trump is doing better, equity values fall. When Trump is doing worse, equity values rise. Those are the people who will make investment decisions, who are making those decisions. So whatever his advisors say, we actually have evidence that investment will pull back under the uncertainty that his unclear policies would create. So when Dr. Krugman says there's nothing new in his policies, it's implementation that's problematic. We just don't know what
Will investment rise if Hillary Clinton becomes president?
Relative to what we see now, very likely, because there'll be clarity. Not because of her policies necessarily, but because we will have a very conventional politician in the presidency. That the world knows how to deal with a conventional politician.
So then what does the decision come down to? So say we do have a conventional politician in the post, and there's not gridlock, but status quo in terms of the House and the Senate. What then do CEOs base their decisions on? Demand, right? And where is demand?
You will learn more about where demand will be after the negotiation begins. For instance, under the budget currently, the effect of sequestration is greater on military spending than on the rest of the budget. Clinton seems willing to negotiate over sequestration. Republicans are eager to lift sequestration on military spending, but they want it paid for out of the social side of the budget. Clinton won't pay for it out of the social side of the budget. But there is definitely a desire on both sides to do something about sequestration. That would probably be good for military spending. If there's no deal, producers of military goods and services won't do any better than they did under the late Obama administration. If there is a deal, the military industry will probably do better. That's one example, but there are others.
What about manufacturing? There's a big split over what will happen with manufacturing jobs and whether it's worth bringing manufacturing jobs back.
But that's a bunch of nonsense. Nobody's bringing manufacturing jobs back. That's just who.
Well, creating new manufacturing jobs, let's put it that way.
Government doesn't do that. That's nonsense.
So Hillary Clinton won't bring them back. She's lying when she says that, or?
She's not an economist, so lying. Do politicians lie when they promise things they can't produce? Maybe, maybe not. She's wrong. She's not going to bring back manufacturing jobs.
So, and will Donald Trump further erode the manufacturing base, or no?
The current manufacturing base exists in the current economic milieu. If you chop that up and say that imported parts for a certain manufacturing effort will no longer be available or will be available at a higher cost, investment there will fall. There would probably be less manufacturing, at least in the early years.
Kevin, so far the outlook is pretty grim, I have to say, under either president. Can you give us a couple of silver linings before we have to leave it?
Sure. The outlook is grim for what they've said they will do, not for the economy.
Okay. So the next president is irrelevant. The executive branch has limited powers anyway, and the economy will keep rolling.
The economy may keep rolling. There may be a recession, but the odds of a recession right now are not particularly high. That's improved since earlier in the year. Presidents do matter. There are ways in which presidents matter. As I said earlier, Hillary Clinton is a conventional politician. A conventional politician won't upset most apple carts. She will try to raise pay for some parts of the labor market. She will probably try to raise taxes. Both of those things require the cooperation of Congress. She won't have it unless she has a very, very good day today. So those things disappear. Equal pay issues, those she can pursue with executive power. But by and large, the effect of presidents is not as great as they claim, not as great as the credit or blame that they get, but they do have an effect.
Growth in the US next year?
1.9%.
Either under either Trump or Clinton?
No, lower under Trump.